Hello YouTube, it's Hometown here, and today I want to add my own little pebble of support to a cause that is very dear to me and is of course related to gaming. You've probably already heard about Stop Killing Games, a consumer movement initiated back in 2024 by Ross Scott, the owner of the Accursed Farms YouTube channel, but in case you haven't, let me get you up to speed real quick. Back in December of 2023, Ubisoft delisted a game called The Crew from their online game library and eventually shut down its servers. The problem with that was that The Crew required a constant online connection to play, even in single-player mode, meaning that with its servers shut down, players could no longer actually play a game they had purchased with their hard-earned cash. Now, the bigger problem was that this incident led to the realization that a lot of gaming companies actually operated and still operate under the mentality that you don't actually own the games you purchase, but you simply rent a license to them, a license that can pretty much be revoked at any given moment by them without the need to provide valid reasoning. And that's how Stop Killing Games was born, a movement that condemns this practice, which is very anti-consumer, and instead advocates for developers to leave their games in a playable state after they move on from them. Here I do wish to clarify that the initiative is not meant to force developers to keep working on games they no longer want to work on, but simply to provide players the tools to play them after they're no longer supported, for example by adding an offline mode or by allowing players to host private servers. Now, the Stop Killing Games movement started strong, but eventually hit a huge hurdle in the form of a content creator called Pirate Software, also known as Thor. Thor, who is a well-known streamer and game developer, released a video condemning the effort, which he considered very problematic for game developers, and proceeded to encourage people to not support it. The issue here is that Thor actually misunderstood what the movement is about. In his own words, his perception of it is that it is meant to force developers to keep working on their released games forever, and even having to restructure and rebalance them in order to fit to a single-player niche if they're multiplayer titles. As I have already explained, that is not the case, but Thor refuses to understand that to this day. Following Thor's video, Stop Killing Games almost ground to a halt, but that's when a bunch of other massive content creators came to the rescue, such as Moist Critical, Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie, who actually managed to turn the tide. And that's where I also come into the mix. Not as a massive content creator, just a tiny one. In the description below I have included the links to 2 petitions that you can sign in order to make Stop Killing Games a reality, which are doing pretty well by now. Said petitions correspond to the UK and Europe and are meant to make the Stop Killing Games initiative get before the eyes of the UK Parliament and the European Commission for consideration. The UK petition has already been deemed successful, but the European one still needs signatures even though it has passed the necessary number, since many of them will be tossed out due to people having signed with incorrect information. Please go sign the petition that corresponds to your geographical location. I cannot stress how important it is. I mean, really think about it. We're actually fighting for the privilege to own the products we pay for. Do you understand how insane and dystopian that sounds? I mean, goddamn dude, what's next? Renting food licenses? Anyway, before I close the video, I wish to address Pirate Software directly. Thor, I really like you, man. I think you're a solid dude that has given a lot of good advice to people in your community. That being said, you do suffer from 2 very human problems that afflict most of us, and those are pride and ego. Listen, man, I get it. Having to admit when you're wrong sucks and can feel incredibly humiliating. I know, I've been there. But all of us eventually learn that it is more important to do what's right than to think we are right. Do not let your ego get in the way of doing what's right. Do not let your pride tarnish your reputation. You are wrong on this one and you know I'm right. Just own your mistakes and move on. So that was it for today, ghouls and gals. Please go sign the petition that corresponds to you, and if you're from the US, please share it far and wide so that it can get in front of people who can sign it. For a lot of us, games have been the necessary escapism that got us through some of the worst years of our existence and kept us alive. It's only fair that we return the favor.